Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I'm checking on goats this morning. And yesterday we had hail first thing in the morning. I was freaked out because it was hitting the house pretty hard, and these poor guys only have what I consider a summer shelter. But the shelter held up. You see a fresh coating of a tarp on there. We did that because one, it got cold and everything was so wet. So we had actually gone out and we bought extra tarps. There are heavy duty tarps. We paid $22 for that little thing. It's crazy. But we did get an extra tarp, and several actually. We had to recover my chicken tractor. So that was the main reason we needed tarps, because the guineas have literally chewed off the tarp. And right now, you see it's morning. Look at that. This is one of the reasons I love living here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful morning. And that's Pilot with the, well, it's hard. This is Nala with the brown stripes on her face. And this is Pilot. As you can see, he's a teensy bit bigger than her, but a perfect buck size for this breed. And right now we're watching her closely. Yes, if you're following me, you're going to say, but Nala's not due yet. So we thought. Now, I did physically control her breeding. And what I mean by that, I brought her to the buck and took her away from the buck. So she was not with Pilot unsupervised ever. And that was because she was in a fenced-in area with Bella, because Bella was too young to breed and we couldn't leave Bella by herself. But as you can see, look at this, guys. Oh, she's not gonna let me see. Her sack is really getting full. Look at her belly. She may only have one in there. We don't know. We've never bred her before. But look at those teats. We're gonna have... Yeah, her vulva's really swollen, so right now where we're at with this is we are watching for any signs of discharge, any goo. And as soon as we see that, she is going into... I have the electric off so I could lean over the fence, but I'm going to reconnect it. There we go. Now we're electrified. We were very lucky yesterday. Her bedding stayed dry because we had enough plastic over their cattle panel. Where I was going squirrel. I'm terrible at that. As soon as we see any kind of discharge, she will go into the kidding stall where we can watch her even closer. And I'm even talking about getting a baby monitor that's wireless, that we can put a camera in that stall and watch from in the house. We don't have one right now, and I'm not sure we can afford one this month, but I think for next kidding season, we are definitely going to do that because my nerves are shot. I'm afraid to go to sleep at night because I'm afraid she's going to start kidding, and she's not in the ideal environment, plus she's with a buck. So I really want her separate from him when she kids. And you may ask, okay, well, you got another pasture with your other goats in. Yes, I do. Here is the dilemma. She has not been able to get to know these girls. And I have a very dominant queen bee over here, Miss Oreo. There's the baby. And Oreo will headbutt her to the point she could make her lose her babies. So that's why she's not able to be in with these girls. After kidding, she will be in this pen, but she's going to have time to get to know these girls through a fence. So, and here's our other mama. She's not moving much lately, guys. How are we doing, Miss Latte? Huh? How are we doing? Say, oh, I'm fat, Mama. I'm pregnant. She's such a sweet girl. Say, I'm a sweet girl. Say, touch me, touch me. She's very affectionate right now. Her hormones are raging. Let's see if we can get a look at her bum. She is a little poofy, but not near as poofy as Nala. But I can honestly tell you this one was bred first. But she was both pilot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We were just fortunate that we came outside and we witnessed the actual breeding. Now, did that mean she took that day, or did they breed again when maybe we were in the house? Very possible we missed that. So, but she is definitely showing signs of advanced pregnancy. She's not going to let me show you her bum. Her udder is developing, and it's actually looking better than Oreo's udder did. You hear that? I wonder if those stray chickens trying to get here. Either that or maybe we have turkey hunters out there. I don't know, but that doesn't sound like a turkey call. I hear the strangest noises in my woods, guys. I really do. But we're still on goat watch. Now, I've been afraid to look at my little starter plants here, because I was afraid I would have lost everything to the hail. But it looks like everything made it. Wow. I got a tomato plant. See that tomato right there? She's doing good. That in the back I think is a mustard green. And these are all greens right here. My onions are doing good. My cauliflower, I have to get in here and drain all the water out of the catch pans today so that they don't drown. And here's one of the reasons I put the chickens away. Right here, see this? There are 4 of these. You know what these are? These are my bananas. And they're coming back up. There's one. Over there's one. And there's one back there. We might actually have bananas, guys. And then this coming winter, I might be able to, if they get big enough, I might be able to protect them. This might be a banana here, too. See that? I don't know what this is. That could have been a banana and I just broke it. We'll have to wait and see. The guineas really don't seem to be foraging on greens as much as chickens do. So that's a yay. Guys, everything is wet. We had puddles everywhere. It rained 3 days ago, almost all day. And then yesterday, it rained as well. The new chickens are doing fantastic. Oh, one of the things we did get done, my young Rhode Island red rooster got wedged because somebody was chasing him, picking on him. We were outside and he got wedged between the water container here in his pen. Oh, I couldn't see there. The sun's in my eyes. Yay, the sun's out. But he got wedged in here when we were out here. So we grabbed him and we moved him in with the girls. The girls were not happy because they do not know him. And he is not happy with me at all. He pecked me hard this morning. He's like, don't mess with me, I'm mad at you. But he has 6 hens and he should be a happy rooster now. In here's only 2 hens and 2 roosters. I still have to figure out what we're gonna do with those roosters. I think it's time to take this tarp all the way off. We put the extra tarp. This is the extra tarp, brand new. Again, $22, guys. Homesteading is not cheap. And we're working on a very fixed budget, so. But we bought the tarp, and as soon as we knew the weather was going to be horrible, we threw this over their coop. And this morning I pulled it off so they get some sun. They're due to be moved to a new spot. Remember their chicken tractor was in there, and then we put it out there, and then we've slowly moved it back over a few days till it's over here, but it's up against, thank you, Frosty. It's up against this tree here, and we'll have to actually turn it, we'll have to pivot it this way and then start running it through the orchard, because that's their job, is to maintain weed control and fertilize the orchard. So that's the goal with that chicken tractor. And I have not checked on my broody mama. Maybe we need to go take a peek at her. You can see all the trees are leafing out. The flowers are coming in. Everything's doing good. We did have some loss, like I had shared before. All right, we're going over here. See all this plastic? This helped keep my girls dry. Even with the hail and almost flooding rains. You see the driveway? Everything in here was wet. This is on higher ground, so this hopefully stayed dry. Now today, I'm going to open this up more, so any dampness that's in there can start drying out. Let's see what we got here. Oh, she's moving. Listen to her. How you doing? All right, we did candle some of the eggs. Looks like we got a 50-50 mix of unfertile eggs and fertile eggs, but we put the eggs back under her in case they just didn't have enough days on them to develop. We are going to be pulling eggs and letting her only keep the ones that are fertile. And our flashlights aren't perfect, but with the dark bathroom, we were able to candle the eggs and see what was going on. One of my challenges is to get that goat shed back into play. It's very difficult to move. It's built on a pallet, and the wheels are just too small on it, and we're not sure what we can do to make it work here. Our ground, as you can see, is not even. It's very uneven, and then we have roots that stick up from these pine trees. So we need to design the base of this to the point it can, one, it needs to support the weight of this pen because it is heavy, and two, we need to be able to move it easily, and that means these wheels just aren't working. These were the biggest wheels we could get, guys. That still would just use a bolt as an axle. That's why we went this avenue. You can see all this hay here is going to build soil. Overall, just the doorway in here got wet. Overall, this pen looks pretty good. Time to muck it out. Oh, mosquitoes, mosquitoes, yuck. I don't know why they're in there. Lots of mosquitoes right now. Which means we need to go around and dump any area that's containing water. That's our biggest hurdle here after a rain, is cleaning up from the rain so we don't encourage mosquito breeding. That's very important. You see that smoke? Yes, I got up. It was 50 degrees out, guys. Yesterday it never warmed up. So we've had a small fire going for at least 24 hours now. We do have company coming this coming weekend, so I'm getting ready for that. We're going to take most of this bark. If we don't use it in the driveway, it's going in the very base of the cinder block gardens when we get them started. Guys, we haven't even had time to work on that. Between bad backs, a bum knee, weather, plus the work it's going to take to put them where I want them to go, it's not happened. So I'm to the point I'm going to be planting some stuff in that old garden from last year and just pray something comes through for me. The tomatoes I'm going to put probably in a bucket for now to put them in the sun, the direct sun, so we don't have to worry about not having tomatoes this year. Interesting smell up here. Smells almost like something has died. Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna go looking for it. I don't need to find it. You see everything's greening up. And that driveway's all green edged. My long-term goal is going to be, I think we're going to be putting some flowering something along the driveway without ruining all the green ferns, because we love the ferns. But we do want to incorporate something that's blooming. Birds are, oh, those are cardinals, guys. Did you see that? They just whizzed right by us. That was the peeping you heard. We are going to, next month, May, I believe, is usually when the deer in this area have their fawns. So we'll have to watch the dogs carefully, because we know the deer use this area to birth and to keep fawns when they're out foraging. So we'll have to be very careful with the dogs. Come on, Ginger. Good girl. They know I don't really want them up here in the driveway. They tend, the more I come into the driveway myself, the more these guys are coming in without supervision. It's too close to the road. Afraid somebody might pick them up or somebody might shoot them. We're in the country, guys, and that's just the reality of it. You gotta be responsible for your animals and your livestock. Your dogs shouldn't be running into your public roads or your neighbor's properties. It's just that cut and dry. If they are, your responsibility and your possible lawsuit. Because if they bit somebody or tore somebody's dog up, I guarantee you will be notified. Alright, guys, I can't think of anything else to share. We are going to be moving that mobile pen into this area, and we have a new fence that should be here. In fact, we need to go pick it up. It should be at the post office now. And I wanted to shout out to Prepper Nurse 1. Thank you so much. I won a headlamp through his through his YouTube channel. And we so appreciate that. And he has already sent it to me. And I am including that in my kitting kit. So I have hands-free but light. So if we're in the middle of kitting and it gets dark, I have a light that I can still film. But I can also be hands-free if I need to dry a baby goat off or whatever. So, progress, guys. Baby steps. All my trees are doing really, really good, except for the ones, you know, if you're following me, you know, we lost a few. But just look at this citrus. Oh, look. Yeah, I know, squirrel. Look at that, guys. I got a little citrus bloom. These are tangerines, which is one of our favorite citrus. So, yes, they're small, but oh, they're so good. So, when I go to prune this, if I can, I will propagate the cuttings for more tangerine trees. Right now we have two tangerines and one tangelo. And then the others are grapefruits. My fig is doing fantastic. Lots of new growth. Look at this new growth, guys. See that from the dark bark? Right there. Up to here is all new growth. That's almost 2 inches since it sprouted from winter. And here's the other side of it. Oh, wow, look at that. That's got to be close to 3 inches now, guys, of new growth. That's fantastic. This fig is probably very happy here. So, figs do like, I might put a couple of these rotting logs around the base of the fig. And here's why. They like their roots protected. And if you plant them next to a house, they root down and then they'll go under the foundation of the house. You don't want to do that on a walkway, but a foundation of the house, they can't hurt. And they like their roots down and under and protected. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to try and grow figs. I could even probably do some cinder blocks around here, but they're earmarked for another project. So everything is so wet. I gotta throw dry hay everywhere. It might be a good time to start cleaning out the winter coop messes. Where's my Roo? Hey, Big Red, where are you? Big Red! Tuk, 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 tuk. That is one of the new hens right there, guys. And down here is one of the new hens right here. They are actually they're a darker red than my sex links. It's just genetics as far as I can tell. Listen to him chattering. She's not happy to be in here, but the rooster's leaving her alone because she's not fertile. I don't know that she laid any eggs in the last year or so. So we don't worry too much about her. But she's in a safe coop, so that was my goal. She has a rooster for protection. We're gonna have to probably redo their coop because they did get some water in there. So we might have to add some wood to it. You guys were fed. Are you begging? Are you begging? Chickens are the worst beggars. What? Red. She's like, let me out. She gets very loud. The guineas, I have to tell you, are sleeping way up there. See, here's the house. There's the tarp right at the edge of that tree. And they jump on the tarp, and then from the tarp, they fly up. So my plan is to put some wood up between the pines so they can go up onto the wood, and then up onto the wood, and then up onto the wood as they will. Because these limbs do not support them very well. They break and snap off. I can't tell you how many times we heard them fall, and the other day one fell onto the tarp edge right there and then rolled off and landed on his head, and we were all like, oh my god, but he got up and walked away, so he's fine. You just never know. Never a boring day. Let's go look at the new chickens. Alright, here's the new chicken, and it's official. We did name him Victor. Thank you for the suggestions. We did enjoy that. So his name is Victor. And as you can see, they're all doing really good. We changed out their feeder. Instead of the dish on the ground, which they were knocking over, we now have the hanging feeder, which will feed these big-sized chickens. I can keep extra food in there so they don't run out. Yesterday, all the food in there got wet, so I just dumped it on the ground, and you can see there's hardly anything laying. They ate it all, which is perfect. Nothing goes to waste here. You see where I go? They go. Are they spoiled? Yes, just a little bit. Snickerdoodle's starting to call to me now. He gets a little upset. If I'm in here with him for a little while and I walk out, he calls to me like, come back. Poor baby. We did find out weaning him at 2 months was just too soon. So we're going to try and keep him in here as long as possible. And if we do move him, he'll be with Pilot, but he will come back to see Mom for feeding. So we're going to start really reducing the amount of time he spends with the girls. Because I can honestly tell you guys, I'm afraid he's going to get them all pregnant. I don't want him breeding back his mother. It's not unheard of in the goat industry, but that's definitely not what we want. We want, if he's going to breed, that's Snickerdoodle. If anybody doesn't know, go back and reference the video on our new arrivals. And he is definitely featured on a goat birth here at the homestead. He was our firstborn. And he is so spoiled, I can't even tell you. Now, he is 100% mama fed. Other than grains and stuff. Now, he eats hay, grains, fresh forage. But you can see, this guy loves people. He is not scared. He's not skittish. Now, if you're a stranger, he might be. But with us, he is absolutely amazing. That's why I always question why people insist on the bottle babies, because this guy is super sweet. He'll come and he'll lay right next to me if I'm sitting out here. He has to be touching. It's just who he is. Hi. Everybody wants some lovies. Right, Snickers? Hey, Snickers. Hi, buddy. Hi, Snickers. Yeah, I call him Snickers. Snickerdoodle's a mouthful when you just being baby talking him. Look at this. Spoiled girls. Spoiled girls. All right, just checking. I thought I saw something. Just checking. I monitor them all every day for ticks and stuff. So if I see a tick, I call in the posse and we get them contained and we get the ticks off of them. Right now it hasn't been too bad, but we have the guineas patrolling. And my goal to get more guineas has not come to fruition because I got these instead. We needed more eggs, and with these girls we're getting more than what we need, so that's a plus. Now, what happens with our extra eggs? Well, so far nobody's laying consistently. Nobody. So with that being said, we've been able to get up to 10 eggs a day. Look. He's trying, guys. Really? Snickers, get down. He don't know what he's doing yet, but you see she stands for him too. So that's interesting. He's definitely, look at him. He's being Bucky. There's no way around, you know. Thank goodness Mom's just a little bit taller, so I don't think at this point he can look. What do you want, guineas? Oh, guys, you gotta love them. They are spoiled as well, as much as you can spoil a guinea. Don't you chase them, Cody. I gotta watch. He thinks it's hilarious to make them run. You hear I have a cough. That's my seasonal allergies, unfortunately. They are kicking my butt this year. Being around a wood stove, and what else is happening, everybody in the area is doing what's called control burns, and I'm very smoke sensitive, so this started in the winter and has carried over, and now we have our wood stove going again today. But just a few days ago they did a burn right up almost directly across the street from us on this dirt road, so it has not been a fun season. I mean, I cough till I can't breathe. It's horrible. My comfrey, since the chickens are contained, look amazing. I'm hoping by having it in one location, my goal is to have this grow to the point where I can separate some roots out, and then I'm going to start putting it around my fruit trees. That'll be part of the permaculture plan. And I'll probably try to do some herbs now that the chickens are contained. There's a lot I want to try and get done. But it's a process. It is such a process. But I definitely want to keep going with a permaculture design for my fruit trees. So I'll be building what's called a guild around the trees, which will again limit all the bad stuff growing because we're going to have the good stuff taking over, we hope. But we still have, as you can see, let me see if I can find some. And you see, there's not much going on in this patch. We've kept this pretty clear with feeding chickens on it. But then, when you look at this, that's invasive. This is a wild grape, so that can be a bit invasive here. And this is all invasive stuff. So, and it comes, you can see it's all through here. It's not neat. Guys, when we bought this property, it was all like that back there. All of it. So, this is not bad compared to where we started. Alright guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and I'll leave you with the Three Stooges. Love my guineas. If you don't have any, you have a homestead, you're missing out.